You guys love my story time, so I'm gonna give you what you want. So obviously all of this happened on a random Friday night. I wasn't trying to cause any trouble. To be honest, at first I wasn't even trying to sneak out, but then the group chat started buzzing. I'm not going to give the real names of the people, so let's call one boy Daniel and one boy Oscar. And then it was obviously me and another girl called Bella. So Daniel sent a message to the group chat saying that everyone's pulling up to Jay's house. This is one of our other friends, but he's not in our friendship group. Basically saying that his parents are out of the country and it's gonna be lit, so come. So obviously at that point I really want to go because there's a party and what the hell, I'm normally like a homebody, but I was really bored that Friday night. So I'm just staring at that message and thinking, what can I do? Because I know my parents are not going to let me out. Everyone's already messaging me. Bella's asking me, how are we gonna get there? Let's go. Obviously my room is 3rd floor, so I got up with a plan like really quickly. So my house does have alarms and cameras everywhere except the garden. And when we go to sleep, obviously my parents put the alarm on. At this point it was like 7 p.m. Usually I go to sleep really late, so I had this game plan basically to put some clothes under my bed and act like I'm sleeping there. Make sure to tell my parents that I'm going to have an early night to fix my sleeping schedule because they know it's not good. So I rolled with that. I said good night to my parents. I put the clothes in my bed to make it seem like there's someone sleeping in there. So obviously my room is facing the garden and I'm 3rd floor, so the 2nd floor I can access it really quickly and then go down to the garden. So that is exactly what I do. I open my window and try get to the 2nd floor without making any noise or hurting myself. So this was all at about 11:49ish. It took me about 5 minutes to get down to the garden. Obviously my parents go to sleep really early because they need to wake up to take my siblings to school. And then obviously by Friday they just feel really tired, so they go to sleep at that time anyways. My friend came to actually pick me up. We got to the house of Jay's. It was actually so fun. I've never had so much fun, especially with me like having to stress about sneaking out. Like, I don't know, it was just all so fun. Up until 2:30 a.m. my phone starts buzzing, like spam buzzing. I'm like, what the hell, who's texting me at this time? And I check and it's my mother. She goes, where are you, in all capital letters. I'm gonna leave it like this. Comment if you want a part 2.
Story time and how we got grounded for the next 10 years of our life, or until we move out. Okay, so basically last night we were watching a movie and like we were watching TikTok and stuff, but it wasn't like we weren't having any fun. And so there's this guy that like added me on Snap and I added him back, and him and his friend liked us and was asking if he could pick us up and like take us to his spot. And we didn't like think anything bad about it, and we were bored and my mom was sleeping, so we left. They literally took us to McDonald's and we were like, this is your spot? And he was like, yeah. We were like, okay, whatever, like it's better than just being at home. We live like close to another state, and so they're like, okay, we should like drive up to that state, and we were like, no, like we're not gonna leave the state in midnight.
And then we left the state.
And the roads were really empty because it was so late at night. And so we were going like 120 and an 80. And of course, the one time we had to get pulled over was by her uncle. And so I was like, hide, Julia, because I want him to see her. I didn't know if he'd recognize me. And that obviously just made it like more suspicious. So then we all had to get out and he searched the guy's car. And then he found out that we were like younger. And it turns out those guys were literally like 24 and 25. We literally thought they were like 16. So yeah, then we drove home by the police.
And I have to like stay at her house. I'm not even allowed to go.
Yeah, because she basically got kicked out, but she wasn't like there to get kicked out. So she just got like, I don't know. It's a long story. But those guys, like, they went to jail because there's a bunch of other stuff that they like were doing or like had in their car or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, we have boards on our windows, like,
yeah,
so we can't even get out.
We can't even like leave. So we're just gonna have to go at our sister's for now because my sister lives here too. Julia, oh my gosh, jumping up another one. Anyways, my mom took away our shoes. We don't know why, but she did. Do you guys think we should just like do ASMR for the rest of our careers? But guys, I have to get my nails done, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Like, I really need to get them done.
We'll just have to get those guys to take us again.
But guys, comment what we should Okay, but I'm gonna finish my lashes, but wish us luck, guys. Bye, love you.
I literally woke up at 3 today and I never sleep in. It's because I went to bed at 4 last night. But still, normally I only wake up at like 1 at the latest. Anywho, last night I was hanging out with like a group of friends. We were at like one of their houses and then we drove around and got canes and stuff. My other friend had been wanting to hang out, and so I dropped one of the guys in the group that lives close to the other friend. Like, they literally live like 4 minutes away, so I was like, oh, I'll just drop you off so I can go straight to her house. This was around 1, and then I didn't end up leaving that friend's house till 4. And then I got back and I was supposed to go to someone's house in my neighborhood, but they were like, you know what, everyone's asleep, like, don't even bother coming because everyone's asleep. And so I went to sleep, and then I woke up at 3, and then one of my friends picked me up, Olivia. I love her. We literally just started getting close, but we're like, I literally love her. But we went to Chick-fil-A and like talked, and then we went and got some ice cream at this different place. And we always have the best tea sessions. Like, every time we hang out like once a week, and in between that, so much happens. Like, every time. We're actually gonna hang out in 2 days again, but I mean, probably more tea will come up. But anywho, now I'm about to eat dinner, I think, with my family, because normally we have dinner at 7. And then after, I'm gonna go to my friend's house. We were supposed to all go to my friend's house because he has a pool, and like we're supposed to like swim, but I don't really know what happened to that. That was supposed to happen yesterday too, and then we ended up going to a different one's house. Sorry, it's so hard not being able to say names, and like it just makes these stories very confusing because I don't want to just like name everyone. But anywho, bye.
And then he says, so I could kidnap you for the afternoon. At this point, I'm actually scared. Get ready with me, y'all. Today I have to replace my MacBook. Mind you, I did literally everything in my power to avoid this. Because yes, I have an attachment. I had it since 2019. So I brought it into the Apple store and I was like, hey, can y'all fix her battery? She's dying like literally every hour. So I left her there, cool. Then I get a call on Sunday talking about how they can't fix it anymore because there's water damage. To repair the water damage, it literally costs more than buying a new computer. So here we are. And I'm taking the train today, which I'm very scared about because the last time I took the train to go to the Apple store, I was on the train, minding my damn business, and this man wanted to sit by me. Empty cart, by the way. And I can peep by the corner of my eye that he's trying to like wave and signal me, but I'm ignoring it to the best of my abilities. He's still trying, so I finally look over, and I was wearing my camo jacket, so he started talking about how he liked my jacket. And then we just started chatting about art because I used to be an art major in high school, so common interest. It was a calm, very basic conversation. Nothing romantic at all, at least in my head. Then the questions start to get a little more personal, like if I lived in the area where the train stop was, where I was heading. And obviously, I didn't answer truthfully. And then he had asked me if I had my own place, and I say no. And he's like, oh, I have my own place. So then I start to think, like, damn, Unc, how old is you? So I ask, because at this point, he's already asked for my number. So I'm like, how old are you? And he's like, oh, I'm 30. I'm here thinking we're in the same age group because he said he was coming home from his college classes. We are not. So I expressed this. I'm like, oh, I'm 18. And that's where I thought the conversation would end because, you know, he's 12 years older than me. But it did not. He's still saying that we should link up and go to a museum or something. And at this point, I'm not really engaging in the conversation anymore because I'm like, okay, this is not as innocent as I thought. Put my AirPod back in and I was texting the group chat and I was just being dry. And he had said, did you eat yet? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And he's like, oh, are you sure we can go to a restaurant? I was like, no, I'm on the way to meet my friends, which wasn't a lie. I was on the way to meet my friends. And then he says, so I could kidnap you for the afternoon. At this point, I'm actually scared. So my response to him saying that was just, no, I'm okay, because I really just didn't know what to say. So now I'm honestly considering using a whole different train line, and I don't care if that's dramatic. We are finished. Deuces, deuces, and deuces.
Get ready with me while I tell you how me and my friend got grounded for the whole summer. Keep in mind, this all happened like a month ago, right before school ended. So it is technically still pretty recent. It all started, me and my friend were gonna go to a friend's house and it was just gonna be us 4 girls. We realized later in the day at school though, that the parents weren't gonna be home. We're like, okay, so that might be an issue. But we still tried to have a sleepover, but our parents found out and they thought it was really fishy because they thought we were gonna have like a party or something, or have like boys over or like something. Our parents picked us up. I went to my sister's house and my friend went to her grandma's house. My parents were going out of town, so my friend just didn't want to be home. And we got the idea, we were like, if we're in trouble separately, why not be in trouble together? So my first bad decision was deciding to Uber to my friend's grandma's house. My mom did know about that. She was fine with it. Like, we're chill. We're just gonna hang out with Mimi. But no.
No. Me and my friend had other plans in mind. Later that night, we were at her grandma's house and we thought it was a great idea once her grandparents fell asleep to sneak out. But no, it was not the move. It was the friend's house that we were going to was actually a guy's house, but it was not a party, not a function. It was not like that. It was just like a get together. And so we Ubered at like 9 o'clock. 2 of the Ubers did cancel, so like the money went back into my account. We were over there for like maybe a few hours, and then his sister's friend drove us home, and we got back in through her grandparents' basement. We were like, okay, hey look, Mom, I made it. Little did we know. Went to sleep safe and sound at her grandparents' house that night. We were like, okay, we're locked. And we were at church the next morning, and my mom texted me, and she was like,
did you make some returns? Like, why are there charges going back into your account?
And I was like, oh my gosh, the Uber charges that didn't go through, the money is coming back. And I was like, oh, she can definitely see it's from Uber. So I told her one was from my Uber from getting to my sister's house to her grandparents' house, and the other one was like an E-Newton return. It was not. So me and my friend, no one found out for like a week, and we were like, okay, same time next weekend? No. It got back to the school called my parents. I got in such big trouble, and now I can't do anything for the rest of the summer. Keep in mind, this is a PSA, so you don't do what I did. I do not recommend this at all. Please don't do what I did. Save yourself some trouble. Like, keep your freedom, keep your parents trusting you, and I'm a good kid. Like, I don't do stuff like this. So this was my first real, like, mess up. Kids make mistakes, but that's still not an excuse for my actions. It was not my brightest idea. I would not do it again. I've learned my lesson. But since my viewers are younger, I just want to say, like, please don't do this. Like, don't do it. Every part of me regrets it, and I would not do it again. The little moment was, like, not worth it. And yeah, people always find out. Your parents always find out. And I just had to learn the hard way. That's it. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
All right, fine. There's some more ways that I got in trouble in school. Unfortunately, I do have many more from elementary school. For this video, we're gonna move. Anyway, this is all middle school. One time during a volleyball game, we were losing like really bad. Coach was screaming at us. And at one point she yells, y'all just need to have some finesse. So you know about me? I have no poker face. Also, about the time that Finesse by like Bruno Mars and Cardi B came out, every single one of us were like, basically, I started busting out laughing because everybody else was about to laugh. She stormed out and told us that we deserved to lose and didn't coach us at all the rest of the game. Next one is in my 8th grade science class. Me and my friend were not allowed to sit next to each other, reasons that probably don't need to be explained. Our teacher sat us on complete opposite sides from each other. We thought it'd be a brilliant idea to make a little game. It consisted of every time the teacher would turn around to take a hair tie and go like this and flick it across the room. As the game went on, we would do it further so the person would have to go get it without being caught. And well, obviously we got caught. But the reason we got caught is because when I went to go flick it, something went wrong and it hit her in the back of the head. I was sent out of class for that one. So in middle school, I was not the thinnest. One of the coaches told me that my skirt was too short. Obviously it fit when we first got it. I just put on a little bit of weight, like one does in middle school because it's your awkward phase. I apologized and told her it was pulled down all the way that it could go. She proceeded to point out, well, hers doesn't fit like that, so why does yours? Pointing at my all but 90-pound flyer. I felt like I didn't need to explain why it didn't fit the same, but she decided she was gonna come try for herself. Actually, not silly, not funny, because she pulled so hard she ripped my cheer skirt. This next one actually gets me really heated. One day we got passed out like these fundraiser papers, and one of my friends were throwing papers back and forth. I know it was already bad, but basically we had crumbled up both of our fundraiser papers and thrown them. I turned to the girl sitting behind me and I was like, hey, are you gonna use your fundraiser paper? I knew her. She was like not the type to do that. She told me no, that she was gonna throw it away, so I asked, is it okay if I crumple it and throw it? She said yeah, and handed me the paper. I throw it and then we go to lunch. My reading teacher called my mom while I was at lunch, told her that I was bullying this girl because I stole her paper from her. Actually lectured my mom for like 30 minutes that I was a bully, which was crazy because I was so made fun of in middle school. Oh, awful. So I reached out to the girl and she was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know if she was lying or if it was just seeing something. I apologized and got her new paper because I swore that she had no idea where he got it from. Done with my makeup. Unfortunately, not done with the list of how I've gotten in trouble in school. So let me know if y'all want a part 4. Love y'all. Bye.
Get ready with me for the day while I talk about how terrible my day has been so far. Also, don't mind, I'm still in my pajamas. Okay, I'm wearing these clips instead because they're just like better. So I wake up in the morning, and the night before I babysat my baby sister, and my mom said, oh, like I'll buy you Starbucks in the morning. So I was like, yes, Starbucks. And then I get woken up in the morning for Starbucks, and my mom's like, okay, like what's your order? Whatever. I give it to her. Whatever. Then I go back to sleep. And I'm just like very excited. Like all my dreams are about Starbucks after I went back to bed. I'm just like very looking forward to this Starbucks. Anyways, I go downstairs and I'm like, hey, where's my Starbucks? My dad's sitting down there, whatever. I'm like, hey, where's the Starbucks? In a very nice tone. And they're like, oh, like, I didn't have time to get it, whatever. I go, oh, I'm pissed. But obviously I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm not gonna be like rude. So I just go back up to my room, so mad. But I say, you know what, at least my boyfriend's coming over today. Like that'll make up for everything, like yay. I'm like very excited about this. So I get in the shower, I take a nice everything shower, get all clean, and then I go into my room and I check my phone. So I check my phone and he can't come over because he doesn't feel good because he just got back from tennis and he's feeling sick, which I felt really bad, but I was really, really sad, especially because I was also disappointed that morning. So we FaceTime, we play Roblox, which kind of made up for it, but I was really sad. And then I'm supposed to go out to dinner with my friend in like a few hours. It's currently 5, by the way. I haven't gotten out of bed till now. But I'm going out to dinner with my friend in an hour, but it was supposed to be friends, but one of my friends canceled. So that just also added to it, you know. So then I'm like, you know, whatever, this day cannot get any worse. Like, at least I got all of that over with. Never say that to yourself ever, because that was the biggest mistake. Okay, so now I'm just like getting ready, and I'm like, you know what, I could have a sleepover with these 2 girls. That'd be so much fun to do tonight. Like, that would be so much fun, make my day better, whatever. Like, after dinner, I can have a sleepover with them. So I text them, one of them's in Germany, or like France or something. So I'm very upset today, and honestly, I think this day could get worse. I think something else is gonna happen that's gonna piss me off. I just have a feeling. And honestly, I'm just done doing my makeup at this point. Like, it's not even looking good. I need to tan, I need to get more tan. I'm just having a horrible day. Anyways, guys, love you. Guys, I'm so freaking mad. I don't think I can even make this video. So basically, it's the end of school, so our final project in global history is like our final grade, right? So I pick a group for my project, and then the day after, this girl that's in our group decides to leave and go to Brazil. And that's not even the problem, because somehow we get all the work done and the project is fine. And then she shows up on the last day and says that she'll do all the drawings because she feels bad that she was absent. So we were like, perfect, you can do all the drawings that we need for our project. She and this other girl in my class go home to work on it, so they do some outlining, some writing, but no drawings. So then I text one of the other girls in the group if Drawing Girl did all the drawings at night and submitted the project because it's due today. And apparently she did not submit anything because she couldn't do any of the drawings because she had family issues. And we don't know what happened to her. Maybe she actually does have like really bad issues, and that's horrible. But I also was free and I could have finished it, except I trusted them. And they didn't text me or tell me, or she didn't update me or anything. And this teacher does not play like at all about grades. Like, if you don't submit something, it does not matter what the reason is. Like, you are not getting a grade. There's no late assignments here. And I've tried to call her and text her and ask like, what's wrong? Like, are you gonna be able to do the drawings? But nope, she has not responded. And literally no one's gonna believe us. They're just gonna think we're pulling a stunt to like have more time to do it or get a better grade. But it's not true. We actually have like an issue, and I'm really worried because this is the last grade. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and also I'm mad and my hair looks terrible and I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's why I'm pissed, so wish me luck that everything turns out. Bye, guys.
Story time on while I'm crying. Basically what happened was that I was at my friend's house for 15 minutes, bro. She needed her sweater back, so I like dropped it off. And my parents said that they can wait for me for like 5 minutes. Honestly, did take like longer, but like you can't like expect me to go to my best friend's house and be there for 5 minutes. Her aunt told me that she could like drop me off. I don't even have school tomorrow. So then my dad's calling me and he's like, why aren't you coming out? Like, I told you 5 minutes. He was fucking honking. Are you kidding me? Like, that's embarrassing. Okay, I'm like, I have to go. Told my friends I have to go. I put on my shoes and I just say goodnight to everyone, like my best friend's family, and like, you know, I'm just like, bye, have a good night. And then Like, I didn't want to walk back in because that's like, my dad was spam calling me, rushing me to get outside just for him not to be there because I took like 2 minutes to put on my shoes and say bye, like hello. So then I call my dad, he hangs up on me like 3 times while I'm outside by myself. And the thing about me is that I'm always gonna leave like the house, like anybody's house, and I'm gonna say bye, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna leave, that's disrespectful. And then he yells, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go pick her up, but I'm gonna ground her and I'm gonna take away her phone. Why are you acting like you let me go on vacation for like 2 weeks? It was 15 minutes. And I don't even want to like come on here like as a spoiled brat or whatever, but like,
Here's a story time on why I got my phone taken away. Okay, I am still in school, so I need to do a lot of like schoolwork, and I was getting very car sick. I was telling my mom, I was like, can we please get Cheez-Its?
We were at what we were doing and why I got mad.
We also have a Tesla, keep that in mind. Before we went to the charging place, I was telling my mom, I was like, can we please get Cheez-Its? Like, I needed something salty because it just helps me when I'm car sick. When we were charging, my mom and my sister left to use the bathroom, but right before that, she was like, yeah, we'll just go get Cheez-Its. Like, it's 2 minutes driving away. And I was like, okay, perfect. Once we're done charging, I'm like, okay, let's go get the Cheez-Its, please. And my dad is like, why couldn't you go get the Cheez-Its earlier when I like literally was just trying to take a nap because I was so car sick?
More outbursts and you're gonna take your laptop taken away.
I'm literally only doing schoolwork on it. And then we go to our next charging place, which was 2 hours away. I'm super car sick now. And then he's like, we really just need to start talking nice to each other. And then all I said was, you want to talk. It just slipped out, guys. It literally just slipped out, and I got my phone taken away. And then my mom gave me my phone back because she's like, this is literally ridiculous. But you guys can tell me if that was a valid reason or not. But now we are in Sedona, so yeah. Bye, guys.
am I the asshole for doing this? So my dad has been dating this girl for like 9 years now. Me and this lady have had multiple problems. I've been expressing this to my dad. I've been sending him like voice memos, like talking about my feelings, because I feel like it's important to talk about your feelings. No, I'm not like directly bashing her because I like don't have the time of day to do that, but I'll send him voice memos just like being kind of frustrated with some things going on. And the other day he comes to me, he's like, you know, she was really hurt by those voice memos. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean hurt? Like, I didn't send anything to her. And he tells me that she went into his phone and listened to the voice memos. So first of all, I'm just like, are we for real? Like, is there such thing as privacy? You're a grown woman going into my father's phone. Like, is there something else going on here? I'm like, I'm his daughter. There's not anything weird happening. I don't understand, like, why you feel the need to snoop through our messages. She already checks on my attendance. She already checks on my grades. She already gets on me for that type of stuff. Like, I don't understand the need to do this too. And so I tell him, I'm like, what I said is not the problem at hand. Why is she going through our messages and then feeling butthurt about it? I'm like, she went snooping for a reason to be butthurt. Like, maybe I'm rude for that, but if I'm expressing how someone else is making me feel to my own parent, and you're snooping through that, I feel like I am not the problem. And like, he keeps making comments like, oh, you hate her, oh, you hate her. And I'm like, you're an adult. Stop trying to like start drama. If you want to have a conversation about this, let's have a conversation about this. And there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm not in competition with you. You're a grown woman. Like, you're the one dating my dad. There's no problem here. But let me know if you think I'm in the wrong for that.
Let me tell you how my dad caught me stealing and made me return everything. Slight disclaimer, this was all in middle school, like 7th and 6th grade. I've learned my lesson and I do not condone this at all. 6th and 7th grade and low-key even 8th grade, I was a kleptomaniac. I started accumulating a lot of things. Where is the 7th grader getting all of these things? What really set my dad off was this one perfume I borrowed a tester and I stuck it in my drawer. For some reason, my dad opened that drawer. It's like, where'd you get this? So because of that perfume, he searched all my things and my dad confiscated everything he thought that was stolen. I'm gonna have his assistant like total the amount of all the things that I had borrowed. Which was super embarrassing for me because I had known his assistant since I was really little, which is what I needed. I needed to be embarrassed so I would learn my lesson. After that, my dad took me down to the main store that I borrowed everything from and made me talk to the manager and return everything. I was so mad at him at the time, but now I think that was
totally what he should have done. I called the manager and said my daughter borrowed something. She's gonna come down and she's gonna return them and apologize. I was standing in front of the woman. I was like shaking my boots, like I wanted to cry so bad. She literally couldn't care less. She was like low-key agitated that I was even there. My dad made me give a whole apology and say I'd never do it ever again. Besides the time where my dad caught me and he made me go return it, there was a time in a different store where I got caught in store. I'm telling you, I had a really big fault. 8th grade me was in the store doing her thing, and a worker, or not even a worker told a security guard, and so a security guard came up to me and was like, "Are you gonna buy all those things?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, well, you should take them out of your bag," or something like that. I can't even remember what went down, but honestly, scariest moments of my life, and I do not recommend, and I totally have learned my lesson.